Welcome to r/entitled parents. Dude stole my lunch for his kid and chaos ensued. Well, this is a first for me. I went to lunch at a local place known for their fried chicken sandwiches. I had to sit outside because the place was packed, but they have plenty of covered seating and some nice fans, so even though it was 95 degrees, it was tolerable. Anyway, I sit down and already know what I want to order. So even though the table service was slow due to them being super busy, I got my order in on the waiter's first pass. However, the table behind me was already occupied by this incredibly obnoxious couple and their teenage son. I could overhear them simultaneously arguing about what to order and also complaining about the slow service. I guess they were in another waiter's section though, because they were still waiting to order after the waiter left my table. They finally got someone to their table and ordered, but with complaints. Poor waiter. Less than 10 minutes later, here comes my food. "Oh hell no," yelps the dad. "That dude got here like 10 minutes after us and he gets his food first?" At first I think he's complaining to the waiter, but no, these comments are directed at me. Hey a-hole, why come?" Yes, he literally said the word why come. "Why come you got your sandwich first? Hey, you hear me?" I ignore, but this guy gets up, walks behind me, and literally steals my plate from the table before I'd even taken a bite. "You can wait, mother effer, my kid's hungry." To this point, I haven't heard a word from this kid's mouth, so if he was hungry, he was only speaking with his baleful puppy eyes. "Eat it," says the dad. Okay, so here's the thing. This place does spicy chicken. They have like 7 levels of spice, and George likes his chicken spicy. So I'd ordered next to hottest option, which is a combination of the Scotch bonnet and ghost pepper sauce. It's hot enough to make you cry, but as my kids say, I've burned off most of my taste buds. And this kid, it is a-hole dad's urging, chows down before I can even stand up and protest. Like before I can even stand up and say, "What the actual fudge?" This kid has taken a Cookie Monster bite out of a sandwich that is slathered in million Scoville sauce. And the gagging is immediate. You know the frat party you went to in your sophomore year, when they were chugging all the jungle juice? The sound from the backyard 30 minutes in? Yeah, that. He's gagging, choking, and vomiting all over his dad. His mum's screaming, the people at the next table are jumping up, plates are falling. A-hole dad is screaming at me, "What did you do to my son?" I just start laughing. I'm standing there at my picnic table while the circus erupts around me. 2 waiters come running over. The dad's screaming, the kid's wheezing and choking, mum is crying. One person at the next table over is literally crying with laughter. Another looms like she's about to vomit. Laughing guy speaks up and steps between my dad and me, who looks like a real life human anger from inside out. We explain what happened to the manager, who since showed up, as evidenced by the fact that their order is showing up. Anyway, they pack up their meals to go tell them they're not welcome back at this establishment. Start cleaning up, and the manager takes me inside, gives me a replacement meal, a $50 gift card, and asks me to please not write a negative review. Yeah, so that happened. As you know, OP did nothing wrong here. You know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, then get out the kitchen. Or if you can't handle the heat, then don't take the spicy chicken sandwich. It's all relevant here, they shouldn't have stolen, they got the karma, got their just desserts, and now they're banned. If I had to score the entitlement on a scale of 1 to 10, it would be a good 6. Story 2. Entitled dad tries to demand I let his daughter play on my Switch. I, 23M, had a doctor's appointment early today, and I took my Switch because I knew I'd be waiting a while. So I was sitting in the waiting room, and after a while, a dad and his little girl, probably 5 to 6 years old, walk in and sit on the couch across the room. A few minutes pass and the little girl gets up and sits on the armchair next to the one I'm sitting, starts leaning over to watch my game. I was fine with that because she wasn't doing anything at first, she was just watching. Though I thought it was kind of weird that the dad didn't do anything and just let his daughter sit next to a random guy. Anyway, I didn't do anything, I just kept playing and let her watch. But then she reached out and tried to grab my Switch. So I pulled away and looked at the dad and he was just watching like nothing happened. I'm pretty shy, so interacting with people in awkward scenarios like this is a challenge. But I called him and say, "Hey, your daughter just tried to grab my game. Can you ask her not to do that, please?" And his response was, "Let her play. What's the problem?" I let my girlfriend's brother play with my stuff all the time, but I don't know this kid. And given her attitude, I just couldn't trust that she wouldn't break it or something. So I said, "No, she can watch but not play." Bro got mad and said something along the lines of, "You should let her play because she's bored. You're a grown man and she's a little kid. You should let her have it." I said no again and moved to a different seat and kept ignoring them until the doctor called me in. I honestly thought that people like this were internet skits. No, OP, it's not normal behaviour. It is not normal at all. The entitled dad was just trying to get some free entertainment out of you so that he could relax and do nothing whilst you looked after his kid. It's bad parenting 101. He shouldn't have been letting them sit next to a stranger first of all. He shouldn't have been demanding that you hand over your gaming console to a child. He just shouldn't have been interacting with you in the first place. It's just really unusual. So this guy gets a 3 out of 10 for being lazy. Story 3. My aunt asked me to give my graduation money to her son because family helps family. This happened last year. I graduated from UN at LV. Nothing huge, just a small backyard thing with some friends and family. I got like $500 total in cards from people. Some cash, some gift cards, super appreciated. Next day, my aunt, my mum's sister, calls me and goes, "So, you going to share some of that money with Jordan?" Jordan's her 20-year-old son who dropped out of college last year and hasn't really been doing much. I laughed at first, thought she was messing around, but she was dead serious. She said something like, "You know he's been struggling and you're lucky to graduate. It'd be nice if you passed some of that along." I told her no, it was a gift for me, and she got weird saying I was acting brand new and hung up. Then told my mum I was selfish. My mum just said, "Maybe your kid should graduate first." The whole thing was so weird, and I haven't heard from Jordan either. Short and sweet, the aunt wants something for nothing. I don't even know if Jordan's involved, so I don't know if he gets a score here, but it's not a huge amount of money to be making a big deal about. She gets a 4 out of 10 because she did escalate by speaking to the mum. Story 4. Entitled mother tried to sue me for drugging her child. I, 19F, am a server at a restaurant with a bar in it. The bar-side restaurant is, of course, 21 plus, and anyone who orders an alcoholic beverage is required to show the waiter their ID. The rest of the restaurant, however, is child-friendly. We were serving breakfast, and I was serving a table of 2. A young girl who looked about 8 or 9 and her entitled mother. However, this mum is more than entitled, as she'll be arrested by the end of the story. I go and take their drinks orders after the hostess sits them down. The young gal gets an orange juice, while the mother gets a water and a mimosa. I, of course, check the mum's ID to see that she's born in the early 80s, so she's good for a mimosa. I let the bartender know that I need a mimosa to serve, and I work on the orange juice for the child and the mother's water. Once I have all 3 drinks, I serve the table and take their meal orders. Everything seems to be going smoothly until I bring back their meals. As I bring back the plates, the mother screams at me, "You served my child alcohol!" I know for a fact that can't be true, because I'm the one who made the juice and it never even went behind the bar. I said, "Mom, you must be mistaken. I didn't put any alcohol in the juice. I had my eyes on it until it reached your table." She responded, "Well then, smell it!" She handed me her child's glass, and it did smell like alcohol. I said, "Once again, I know that I did not put alcohol in your child's drink. Either someone did it while you weren't looking, or you did it yourself. But the juice had not had alcohol in it before it came to your table." The mum looked at me angrily and demanded to see my manager. She said, "I'm going to sue you for giving my child alcohol. Bring me your manager." I get the manager and she gets both mine and the mum's side of the story. Security was even alerted because the child had drunk a few sips of the alcohol. My manager, security and I went to watch the security footage, since both me and the mum swore we didn't put alcohol in the juice. Not only did we discover that I was innocent, we saw the mum, as soon as I placed the glasses down and left, drink half of the child's juice and fill it back up with her mimosa. Then she instructed her child to drink some of it. The mother was arrested for giving her child alcohol and was given a lifetime ban from the restaurant. If she appears again, she'll be immediately arrested. Not how I planned my work morning, but at least it was amusing to watch an EM get what she deserved. Opie posted an edit saying that the kid didn't even want orange juice, she wanted a chocolate milk, so she was of course rewarded that for telling the truth. I don't know what the endgame was here for the entitled mother. She harmed a child, she fed them alcohol, she lied, she tried to get OP in trouble, and she ended up getting arrested for it. So basically she got exactly what she deserved. Well done OP, well done for doing the right thing. Entitled mother gets an 8 out of 10 on the entitled scale, because using your child in your dastardly plots, abusing them, and trying to lie is horrible. So the final scorecard is Chicken Guy, 6 out of 10 for stealing. The Switch Dad, 3 out of 10 for being lazy. Entitled aunt, 4 out of 10 for just being weird. And entitled mother, drugging her child, the 8 out of 10. Let me know if you agree with the scoring, drop a comment below if you'd score them any differently, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, ciao for now!